Alright everyone, we start off today talking about Christopher Sine, who unfortunately killed himself the other day. This is definitely a little bit mysterious. It's sort of like when Epstein did the same, or Vince Foster many years ago, managing to shoot himself multiple times in the head, by the way, actually. A link down below, however. There will be 4 links and a pinned comment if you're watching this video on YouTube. Keep in mind I make 4 videos a day, sometimes 5. Only 2 of them end up on YouTube, due to algorithmic purposes, censorship, retaliation for being completely abused by a site that I've used for more than a decade, and so on forth. Christopher Sine, you will know, well, maybe not, as the reporter who initially broke the Clinton Tarmac story, and he's actually had been working with a local ABC affiliate. Actually, years ago, he was offered a major network deal and turned it down because he's like, well, I want to spend time with my family, so he worked for an affiliate of ABC. Actually, and he actually wrote a book which, did reasonably well. Trust me, when you have hundreds of ratings on Amazon for a work, that work is selling a significant number of copies, exposing the details about the Bill Clinton and Loretta Lynch Tarmac meeting. You'll remember this is pertinent to the Clinton email server investigation. At the time, Loretta Lynch, of course, running the Justice Department, and Bill Clinton went onto a plane to chat with her briefly, and Hillary came out and said, well, they just talked about, yoga pants, Chelsea's wedding, and stuff like that. It was considered bizarre at the time. It appeared to be an attempt to influence the investigation, and lo and behold, not long after, Loretta Lynch's Justice Department recommends no charges against Clinton, and Comey comes out, of course, head of the FBI at the time, and gives his famous speech in which he basically insinuates that Hillary Clinton broke the law, but that they weren't recommending charges because there's no evidence of malevolence involved. Now, if you know anything about the federal justice system, you'll know you don't need any malevolence involved. This was basically Comey doing a side swipe at Clinton, which possibly, by the way, at the 11th hour, saved the country from her becoming president, literally. Basically his way of backhanding her on the way out, which he soon was, while at the same time going with what Loretta Lynch had suggested. The fact, though, that she had met with the husband of the subject of the investigation not long before, and the fact that it wouldn't make sense that particular kind of specially informal meeting without any recording of any kind being allowed anywhere near it, the fact that would have something to do with like Chelsea's wedding or something, it struck people as odd. The entire situation struck people as bizarre. I know it definitely did me. So when we find out that only a few years later, this reporter mysteriously kills himself despite ostensibly having a stable career. He's got a reasonably well-selling book on Amazon, so that's probably providing a fairly good boost to his income. Again, trust me, as a person who publishes on demand with Amazon and has probably a far lower per copy income based on that. If you got the affiliate job, you're a reporter, plus you've got that extra income. Sometimes you get to make the rounds because you were the initial Tarmac reporter. There's really no reason why a person in that specific situation, I would think, would off themselves. Now, maybe he had some sort of inner demon thing going on, like, oh, well, actually, when he got home, he was boozing up all the time or something, or his best friend died, maybe, but this seems to happen all the time around people who have exposed or crossed or even interacted with the Clintons. Hell, sometimes they're friendly, like Jeffrey Epstein. The number of coincidences that had to line up there were pretty vast. The same will probably end up being true for Christopher Sine. Are we going to find out that he had a home security system that was mysteriously shut off that day for maintenance? Are we going to find that he sent emails to WikiLeaks last week about seeing black tinted window Suburbans outside of his front lawn? Are we going to find out anything like that? Maybe, maybe not. I just find it bizarre. It seems like if you have any cojones at all, if you've interacted with the Clintons in any professional capacity or you've spoken of them and it gained any traction at all, the suicide rate among that demographic is like 10 times the norm. This is not easily explained by saying, well, everyone that associates with the Clintons just has chronic depression or happens to have suicidal ideation of some sort or another. Doesn't really make a huge amount of sense now, does it? it makes more sense to assume at some point Occam's razor literally prefers foul play, I would think. Well, yeah, they're getting killed, basically. Or maybe commanded to kill themselves. Maybe someone spiked the coffee with some strychnine. By the way, by what method did he kill himself? Did he shoot himself 5 times? Did he swallow arsenic? Or did he just hang himself? And they'll find ligature marks inconsistent with him doing it himself, maybe, or something like with Epstein, supposedly. And again, you can't allege this openly. I'm not alleging that Hillary Clinton came in and strangulated the man. But I just find it to be, over the course of time, since it started in the fucking, what was it, the 80s or at least the 90s, that's a long time. And a very large number of actual suicides directly connected to things directly involving Bill and or Hillary. Again, the Tarmac meeting, I think unmedicated individuals understood that it was about more than yoga classes. That's about all. Peace out.